Hello, everybody. So, we're going to talk about yerba mate today. It offers several health benefits, including boosting energy, helping with mental focus. It's got antioxidants in it. So, it'll also potentially help in weight loss and heart health. So, it's anti inflammatory as well. And it can also lower your blood sugar. Let's go learn more about it. Hello there. How are you guys doing? Okay, so I am an herbalist. I am not a doctor, and you should always do your own research. I personally think that is extremely important. I have divulged all the links that I have used to find the research studies on them and other information on the description below. And I'm glad you're here. Thank you. So, um, yerba mate. It is, I tried to look up the pronunciation of the scientific name, but yeah, it's not the easiest word in the world. Ilex paragora, I can't even find where I wrote it. No, Paraguarian, Paraguariensis? Yes. Ilex paraguariensis. That is the name of the tree. It is a South American tree, but it can withstand a lot of cold. So I assume it could grow up in the States. Hmm, it is gaining popularity here in the States. We drink that one canned drink here in the States usually. I guess it's everywhere. I assume. I want to go. I want to travel out of the country one of these days so I can stop being so freaking ignorant. I'm not ignorant on purpose, I promise. Okay, but the scientific name is the Ilex paraguariensis, and it is yerba mate. That is how you pronounce it, yerba mate, not yerby mate or anything like that. Yerba mate. I did look that up, and I was just somewhat kind of new anyway, just in my uh, studies. So it offers numerous health benefits, and like I said in the opening, it can help with heart health, but basically it reduces the risk of cardiovascular diseases and improved overall health. It's antioxidant properties and aids in maintaining a healthy weight. Um, I need to add this to my regimen, but there's still things about that you need to know before ingesting it. Um, so it is also considered, let's see, a Paraguay tea or Brazilian tea. Some people just call it mate, some people call it mate, but it is spelled mate with the accent over the E. Let's see, in English, the latter represents the mate, a hypercorrection to distinguish its pronunciation from that of the English word mate. So that's why it's got a little over the E. It's never spelled with an acute accent in either Spanish or Portuguese, since mate in Spanish actually means I killed. Okay, I didn't know that. Anybody able to tell me if that's true? Words are not working today. Although mate is an English Guarani beverage, the plant was first cultivated by Jesuit missionaries. Okay. In the wild state, the plant becomes a round-headed tree. However, when it's under cultivation, it remains a small, mini-stemmed shrub that results in a higher quality tea. The plant requires specific soil and climatic conditions and grown commercially only in small regions of Argentina, Paraguay, and Brazil. It's not a proper tea by the botanical name. Yerba mate is produced from the leaves and young twigs that are dried, shredded, and then typically aged for 1 to 2 years in cedar containers before being marketed as yerba mate loose leaf tea bags, or bottled drinks. It can also be smoked and roasted, and it's best to avoid these options. More on that later. Once brewed, the tea has a greenish color and has earthy herbal aroma. The flavor of brewed mate is mild, sometimes described as an infusion of herbs and grass reminiscent of varieties of green tea. I personally like it. I think it tastes delicious, and I do not sweeten my tea usually. I like that earthy flavor, something that tastes like health. That's how I describe it. It contains caffeine and tannins, similar to black tea, but less astringent. So it's not as to your taste buds. So it's well known as being a non alcoholic beverage, but widely consumed by people in South America. It comes from dried leaves, as we said. Indigenous people have used yerba mate for as many centuries as the beverage, and has used it for medicinal purposes. It's gaining popularity in Europe, the United States, and other countries due to its stimulating effects and nervous health benefits. Numerous. I can read today. I promise I can. Numerous health benefits. Many include it as an alternative to coffee and tea. It can be. Sorry, that's probably loud in the mic. Let's see. It stimulates the nervous system and most commonly consumed as an energy booster. Speaking of which, I almost yawned there. I don't feel tired, but I'm definitely not chipper. So not, I'm on track now with the podcast videos because I had to take off last week because we were camping, and it doesn't work out when we're camping. Too many other noises and things like that to be involved in potential of not having a good Wi-Fi signal. I have food here, so hang on. So I finished most of my lunch. Um, I was thinking I should have gotten a can of the yerba mate while I'm filming for it. I mean, I think it tastes good. And the stuff in the can, as much as I would love to just brew it myself all the time, there is a lure to the convenience of it. I will not deny that. Everybody's like, oh, that's too much work to do it on your own. It's too much work to do it on your own. It is extra work. And I feel that if you put in the work the majority of the time, it's okay to take on the luxuries every now and then. I've told you a million times I'm not a purist. I do my absolute best to be healthy, eat everything from scratch, but I'm not purist. I'm not. It's not feasible. It just isn't, especially with as busy as I am. I mean, this is only one thing that I do. I believe you've seen on the YouTube channel that I also DJ. I also have an organizing business. I am also going to school. I also am learning French, kind of for school, kind of because I love the language. I have a family. I have so much, so much. Hey, go check out the Facebook group too, the Herbalist Garden over on Facebook. We have good conversations over there. Um, Sometimes I got a little, but we sort it out because not everybody has to agree with everybody. That is also my personal opinion. I have no interest in robotic cookie cutters. Mm-mm. I like you to be you. That's my favorite thing, is when somebody is absolutely unashamedly themselves. I'll get there one day. Coming closer. Anyway, so yerba mate is a tea, drink, coffee, kind of in all of that realm. It's compared with tea and coffee. Anyway, it has been enjoyed for centuries by people across South America. It is traditionally enjoyed hot with a straw and a hollow gourd, while others prefer it over ice. The plant is a member of the holly family and produces strong, bitter drink similar to green tea. So that's how it's flavored, tasted, however you want to say it. I'm weird. It's a subtropical flowering plant that grows up to 18 meters. I do not know how to convert. It requires good rainfall and can withstand temperatures of -6 degrees Celsius. Again, cannot convert. Um, sure, I learned it in school. Doesn't really behoove me to do it in general. Imperial and Fahrenheit is how it's done in the U.S. Oh no, we'll see one day. It flowers between October and November and produces fruit between March and June. Mate leaves undergo several stages of processing, which include blanching, drying, and aging of the leaves. Conditions of processing may differ, but all the overall process generally remains the same. Um, so, yerba mate contains 11 polyphenols and exhibits more antioxidant power than the green tea. I'm going to move this up here so I don't lose my space or repeat myself because that's kind of annoying. All right, so as I said, it has antioxidant power. So the properties of yerba mate to be able to have those antioxidants, I mean, we've talked about them a lot in a lot of different videos. I told it to delete that. Anyway, I can go through all what the antioxidants are if you'd like me to, but we're going to get to it. So, antioxidants are like phytochemicals and polyphenols and chlorogenic acid and caffeine derivatives. Um, I can't pronounce the name that word. It's basically caffeine. That's where we get the word caffeine from. Um, Research suggests that mate extract may reduce oxidative stress, which increases the risk of the damage. Okay, so oxidative stress, they worded this very strangely. Oxidative stress is what increases the risk of damage to the liver and the heart. So having antioxidants in your healthy foods, your vegetables, your fruits, I am perfectly fine with meat. I really am. I mean, I had some chicken in my food today, so anyway, as long as they have antioxidants, it's going to help contribute to your health. It also reduces nitrosative stress, which can cause DNA damage, cell death, lipid peroxidation, that's the word. As compared to green tea, yerba mate is more effective in preventing cytotoxicity associated with blood flow restriction and heart disorders. A potent mix of antioxidants may help against certain types of cancers, inflammation, obviously, um, cardiovascular issues, liver diseases, and more. Antioxidants are a part of as an essential part to build a healthy immune system. So, and that boosting immune system is something else that it does too. It actually has a lot of vitamin C in it. So, that's only the beginning of boosting your immune system health. Aside from the white blood cell boost provided by absorbic acid, vitamin C, many saponins and antioxidants help reduce the oxidative stress in the body as the primary defense for the immune system. These plant-based compounds modulate the overactive immune response that contributes to seasonal allergies, inflammatory bowel disease, IBD, and multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, and even diabetes. So we know that it's anti-inflammatory. It is green. It's green. Basically, it's a plant. It's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant. It's going to be that way. A study conducted to ascertain the effects of yerba mate on E. coli suggests that antimicrobial properties may have helped in preventing health-related risks caused by E. coli. So it won't get rid of the E. coli, but it'll help with any secondary infections that might come up. It has potential to be used as an antimicrobial in various beverages and foods against E. coli. Okay, so I guess it prevents E. coli. The flavonoids present may be beneficial in reducing inflammation, making the beverage beneficial in reducing the risk of chronic diseases and improving overall health. I mean, it's anti-inflammatory. It's going to do that. So it also improves the nutrient uptake. Sorry, my eye is bothering me. I think it's like literally my light. So it's one of the most nutrient dense drinks, um, which makes it a great choice if you're trying to detoxify your body. It contains vitamins A, C, E, B1, B2, niacin, which is B3, B5, the whole B complex pretty much. It also includes following manganese, calcium. Yes, I said that right. Iron, selenium, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, zinc. I'm gonna list them all off for you towards the end. It contains even more health promoting compounds like carotene, um, fatty acids, chlorophyll, flavonols, polyphenols, inositols, trace minerals, antioxidants, tannins, and at least 15 amino acids. So one of the things that it does for our bodies is it's a mild aphrodisiac, primarily used by men to increase their libido and sex drive. The rich mineral and vitamin content can also help improve fertility, hormonal balance, and reproductive health. But it also can help boost energy and mental focus. So this is what most people use it for. At 80 milligrams of caffeine per cup, it contains about the same amount of caffeine as a cup of coffee. Okay? So if you're trying to kick coffee, which I really don't recommend because there's so many antioxidants in coffee. People give it a bad name. Coffee's not bad. It's what you put in your coffee that's bad. All them sugars. I do too. But it's still bad for you. So, just like any other caffeinated beverage, it may increase your energy levels and make you feel less tired. I want to go sleep now. Caffeine also affects the levels of specific signaling molecules in your brain, making it particularly beneficial for your mental focus. Um, yeah, you basically get enhanced alertness, but without the jittery side effects that caffeine from coffee can give you. So you're going to have the caffeine, but you won't have the jitters. Many people consider yerba mate a brain booster, a notion supported by studies. The tea's active ingredients can improve memory and attention as well as focus, helpful in treating mental disorders such as ADD, depression, mood disorders, eating disorders, and substance abuse. So that's what it is commonly used for. Compared to others, most commonly used, sorry. So the other stimulants that are commonly used, the legal ones: coffee, tea, cola nut, cocoa, guarana, which I cannot have guarana. Yerba mate reportedly delivers the most balanced energy boost. And you know why? It's because of all those vitamins and minerals in there. Mate drinkers experience a state of alert wakefulness similar to that of coffee, but without coffee side effects. It rarely interferes with sleep and doesn't cause caffeine jitters. Athletes use it to enhance physical performance, which we'll get to that a little bit more. It's purported to be useful for people suffering from mental or physical fatigue or from chronic fatigue syndrome. Um, there are some claims that it doesn't have caffeine, and that is just not true. It has caffeine in it. It's just, it's just they're naturally like coffee. It's natural. What am I doing? I don't know why my eyes bother me so much. So, so this says 40 milligrams per 8-ounce cup, which balances out. Um, because like the reason we steep and we use so much of the plant to make a tincture, to infuse an oil, to do whatever, is because not every single part of it has the same potency. So, like, I don't know, I'm trying to describe potency for a plant like it would be for us. So, like, I have tons of freckles. Well, I got a lot of freckles all over me. And some areas have more than others. Maybe that could be no hair color, maybe. Like, I have multi hair color here, and this is all natural. I have not dyed it in a very long time. Plus, the stuff washes out of my hair too fast. Um, but like this is all natural. But like some of it's darker, some of it's lighter, and that is a potency thing for plants too. Like you're gonna have a part of the plant that has more than others. Anyways, it's just how cells grow and just how I don't know how to explain it. But it's not like that with all plants. Anyway, onward. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Kindly. Be nice. So it boosts motivation and productivity by stimulating the production of neurotransmitter dopamine. But besides caffeine, yerba mate can have theobromine and theophylline. They're two related compounds that are in coffee that have to do with caffeine. The three alkaloids work together um, to provide unique mild stimulant effects as they do in coffee, chocolate, or tea. So research has shown that the single dose of caffeine between 40 and 300 milligrams can improve cognitive performance by increasing attention, alertness, and reaction time. This is why we have coffee. This is why we drink tea. This is why we have anything with caffeine in it. Yerba mate has, see this other one says anywhere between 25 and 175 milligrams of caffeine per cup, depending on how it's brewed. So that's a better one. Many people report that yerba mate provides sustained alertness without the jittery side effects often associated with coffee. So, as I said, we were going to go over how it enhances physical performance. Studies show that caffeine can improve muscle contractions, reduce fatigue, and improve sports performance. So, it seems like a lot of this has to do with the benefits of the caffeine that's in it because has the theobromine and the theophylline. I have to look into that even more. Like, caffeine has multiple compounds that make it up and which compounds are making it different than coffee and tea and chocolate. That'd be interesting to go into. So it provides an energy boost due to its high caffeine content. Duh. One study found that cyclists who consumed yerba mate tea had greater lung capacity, higher rates of adrenaline, and more power output. So that is a study that happened with cyclists. Um, Told you how it's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and now guess what? It's antimicrobial, and it's also, guess what? Antibacterial. The antis have us. So it can prevent infection from bacteria, parasites, fungi, different things like that. A 2023 study found that yerba mate had antimicrobial properties that could help protect against strains of bacteria such as E. coli. We talked about that before. So, protects against, it doesn't seem to want to claim that it's strong enough to fix it, but we have actually talked about herbs that do actually like help against, like if you get E. coli, it will help fix it. So, I'm gonna take a couple more bites of my food. Well, I was just recording and it just turned me off. I know you don't get to see that part. It's okay. So we're going to talk about now how yerba mate can help lose weight or belly fat. I would say that 60% of the world want to lose, because I believe that there's about 40% of the people who want to gain. Um, and it all has to do with self-image, media. I mean, some of it is health, but honestly, health doesn't mean you're thin. I wish society would break loose from those um, social acceptance ties. I don't know. Maybe it's just an American thing. I don't know. If you know, let me know. And I don't know. I'm working on things. I'm learning things. So, some research suggests that yerba mate can help support weight management and be effective in reducing body weight, belly fat, and BMI, body mass index. It decreases the total number of fat cells and reduces the amount of fat that they hold. So they're actually like acting on the actual specific issue itself. If you're eating healthy already, there's so much. I shouldn't have even said that. Oh well. There's evidence that yerba mate can aid weight loss by reducing appetite, increasing energy expenditure, improving insulin sensitivity, and burning stored fat. A 2014 study published by Nutrition and Metabolism examined the effects of yerba mate on healthy males and females. The study concluded that its ingestion can increase the effectiveness of exercise for weight loss and sports performance. Another randomized double-blind study showed that yerba mate supplementation decreased body fat mass, percent body fat, and hip to waist ratio. I personally don't want less of a ratio, but anyway, it exhibited potent and anti-obesity abilities that did not produce significant adverse effects. That's, I think, the key point of it. It's not having the adverse effects. My eyes still bothering me, I'm sorry. The unique compound found in yerba mate, such as xanthins, xanthines, may produce smooth muscle relaxation, which can be very good for digestion, particularly if you're struggling with constipation, bloating, cramping, or other digestive issues. So it will help with all that stuff. It also will help with lowering blood sugar and reduce complications associated with diabetes. Research suggests that it may help reduce serum lipids, which is fat found in the blood, beneficial in reducing complications from hyperglycemia in diabetes. Hyperglycemia results in dicarbonyls, which cause many diabetic complications. This drink as an antioxidant plays a role in the process of glycation. Um, in a 2011 study, people found that people with type 2 diabetes who consumed yerba mate 3 times daily for 2 months showed significantly lower levels of fasting blood sugars and hemoglobin A1C, a marker of long-term blood sugar control. So it can do all that stuff as well. But this isn't something that you can take once and be completely cured of whatever your problem is. It doesn't. Herbs don't work that way. It's kind of like medicine doesn't really work that way. You're gonna have to take it consistently to show any sort of like response in your body. So it also will strengthen your bones. So while the tea isn't always thought of as a boost for bone strength, it does contain some minerals that are essential for bone mineral density in the body, like calcium, iron, phosphorus, potassium, and zinc. They're all part of what helps prevent osteoporosis as we age. One study found that mate drinking postmenopausal women, so a group particularly at risk for osteoporosis, had almost 10% greater bone density in their spines than women who didn't drink it. People with osteoporosis have weak bones that are more likely to fracture and cause health issues. In another study, perimenopausal women who drank yerba mate regularly had higher bone density in their neck and spine. So perimenopause is the period before menopause, when you stop having the periods, and your body produces less estrogen then. So it can weaken bones, which leads to osteoporosis. Basically, it's just bone density as opposed to osteoporosis. So porosis. Um, I think you understand. Some people, I don't know if they know. I mean, it's kind of why I'm here to tell you. More studies are needed to determine if and how drinking yerba mate can contribute to higher bone density, but they have actually found that in studies that it does. It can increase circulation, so high levels of iron in yerba mate can significantly aid in red blood cell production, which prevents anemia. With boosted red cell production, more oxygenated blood can flow through the organs and extremities that are needed. That's important. It's important. It's something that we all need to consume. Um, I know that I think I just have pinched nerve issues. I really do. Stress. So it'll also lower your risk of heart disease. We did kind of touch on that at the beginning. I want to talk about this word, derivatives and polyphenols and all that kind of stuff, because it'll protect you against heart disease too. Um, it also seems to reduce cholesterol levels. Um, there's still a lot of studies that say we're supposed to have really low cholesterol, and that's not true. Let me know if you want to know more. A 2019 study of 119 females with overweight that were overweight found that daily consumption of yerba mate led to reduction in total and LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, over 12 weeks. What's more, yerba mate also significantly reduced levels of triglycerides when paired with a low-calorie diet. There's so much I could say. Stick into my words. Studies have shown that consumption can naturally improve the serum lipid levels, thereby lowering your cholesterol levels. Don't lower them too much. A study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry showed that yerba mate consumption resulted in reduction of bad cholesterol. Um, we talked about that. And there's a lot about statins that I understand as well that makes it so that I highly recommend nobody ever get on a statin. Ever. So not having high, like extraordinarily high cholesterol, like 500, um, reduces your risk of cardiovascular diseases. More research is needed. They always have to do more research because they're never going to accept that we actually could eat healthy and keep ourselves healthy. Whatever. Contains compounds such as polyphenols that are beneficial in reducing cardiovascular disease, such as atherosclerosis. 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 I don't know why that hard is hard for me. Anyway, findings of a research study suggest that intake of this beverage has a beneficial impact on lipid parameters and helps reduce LDL cholesterols in hypercholesterolemic people. Why did they have to use that word? I don't know. Consumption of the beverage protects the myocardial tissue of the heart and is also helpful in reducing oxidative stress. ROS, reactive oxygen species. It can also kill colon cancer cells. Okay, sorry. Trying to be humorous, funny, quirky. Can't help that. 2011 scientific study found that yerba mate leaves have both anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer capabilities. The study showed that the CQAs, I can't say that word, from yerba mate tea successfully treated colon cancer. You're going to have to go look for that link because it's there. They have a link to the proof that it actually successfully treated colon cancer. Scientists discovered that in vitro cancer cells died when exposed to the bioactive compounds present in 1 cup of the beverage. As scientists increased the CQA concentration, cancer cells died as a result of apoptosis. I don't know what that means. I hear the word all the time, but I don't actually know what it means. Define. Yes, dictionary. Just use it. Do it. I don't know. I don't know why it's not giving it to me. It's not telling me. I'll look it up later. Okay, fine. I'll look it up now. Apoptosis definition. Oh, it's a form of programmed cell death that occurs in multicellular organisms and in some eukaryotic single-celled microorganisms such as yeast. Biochemical events lead to characteristic cell changes and death. These changes include blebbing, cell shrinkage, nuclear fragmentation, chromatin condensation, DNA fragmentation, and mRNA decay. Okay. So basically cell death. Cool. So one of the leaders of the study was University of Illinois Associate Professor Elvira de Mejia. This person said, the caffeine derivatives in mate tea not only induced death in human colon cancer cells, but they also reduced important markers of inflammation. All right. Mahaya, I can't pronounce it, I'm sorry, added that this is key since inflammation can lead to cancer progression. So a 2020 study found that yerba mate protects liver cells, which, of course, because of the anti-inflammatory effects and positive impact on the cardiovascular system. So it helps everything. So we talked about like all the different nutrients and the nutritional value of yerba mate. Um, there's a lot. Might repeat myself on some of them because I'm just gonna rapid fire. Xanthines, the caffeine derivatives, caffeine derivatives, saponins, zinc, chromium, potassium, copper, aluminum, iron, manganese, nickel. It also contains vitamins that include vitamin C, B1, B2, xanthines, which is a stimulant. So there's your three. It's caffeine and the theobromine that I talked about before. That's also found in coffee, tea, and chocolate. It's basically just the caffeine. The caffeine derivatives. These are the ones primarily health promoting antioxidants. Saponins are bitter compounds that have specific anti-inflammatory, cholesterol-lowering properties, polyphenols, which are antioxidants linked to the reduce of many diseases, but several other essential micronutrients. So, um, vitamin C, thiamine, riboflavin, I said magnesium, zinc, manganese, phosphorus, potassium, selenium, vitamin E, calcium, chromium, copper, iron, vitamin A, vitamin B1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. So, yerba mate isn't linked to health problems in most adults. A cup of tea made with 3 grams of yerba mate leaves may be safe for up to 12 weeks. Some such studies suggest that tea may be helpful effects on cholesterol. We all know that. I'm just reading what I wrote, but I wrote some things to reiterate. Anyways, but you guys don't need to be having me reiterate everything. I mean, you can just rewind and go back to where you want to go. Anyway, so safety and side effects. I have not ever had any negative side effects to yerba mate. Um, but there are people who will. There are people who can. Um, you shouldn't take it along with other caffeine. Don't take it with sleeping pills. I feel like um, these things are a little obvious. Um, it's really unlikely to pose any threats, but there have been people who have claimed that if you drink it like really, really hot for a long period of time, like over a period of time, um, it may increase the risk of some types of cancer, like esophageal, larynx cancer, oral cavity cancer, because they feel like when the herb gets like really, really, really hot, like I would say 160, 180, 200 degrees, like really hot. I feel like your drink's scalding hot. Because I know like mouth hot to be sipping hot is like 160 Fahrenheit. Um, comfortable to me is like 120, 140. Your coffee makers usually come out probably around 140, 145, 150-ish. It can go up to 160. It just depends on what models you have. But so I would just stick to mouth hot, because the hotter it is, the more likely it is to extract the carcinogens out of the plant. So, one thing you'll always find when you're working with plants is, guess what? It grows in dirt. Guess what's in dirt? Carcinogens. There's a lot of things that are in our dirt that isn't necessarily good for us, because we can't avoid it. I mean, it either dissipates up in the air or it settles down in the ground. It's just how it is. We've got sulfates, we've got nitrates, all these things that are kind of not good for us, especially in like large amounts. Um, they say all underground root vegetables, they're like, oh, well, they're just loaded with nitrates and carcinogens and all these different kind of chemicals that are not good for us. You know what's also not good for us? Oh gosh, I don't know if I should say it. Chemtrails, things like that. I mean, you're getting this from the ground and from the air. It's like, it's why everybody's imploding. I don't know. So they also say that smoking in combination with drinking yerba mate seems to increase the cancer risk significantly. I have have a whole thing I've been learning about all that too. It's not the tobacco. It's not even the nicotine. It's the other stuff that they put in it when they. Yes, it's not the tobacco. It's not the nicotine. It's not even the tar, which when we're talking about marijuana, we're talking about resin. It's the same thing. Tar, resin. I mean, it's just a different word. It's the chemicals that they're putting into it. There's so many things. There's so much I want to teach you, but I don't get enough people on here to do that. If you want to share it, if you want to share my page, my channel, and help me grow, and then I could have interactions with people, and people could be like, hey, I want to learn this, or hey, tell me more about this because you mentioned that. I would be like, psh. So I'm bored. I'll be posting like all the time, not just once a week. Anyway, so one possible explanation is that the yerba mate contains PAHs. I don't know what they are, which are known to be carcinogenic. PAH is found in tobacco smoke and grilled meat. So, like, come on. You're eating it anyway. Your safest bet is not to drink mate on a very hot temperatures, or if you're really concerned, you can stick to cold yerba mate beverages because that's what they're in the cans. It's a cold drink. Few tips for consuming it safely. Avoid drinks made with added sugar. Avoid other sources of caffeine. Avoid yerba mate if you're pregnant and breastfeeding. That is agreed. Don't mix yerba mate with alcohol or nicotine. Let a healthcare provider know if you're taking any other supplements. Like another herbalist. Let them know, so you don't have any adverse reactions if you want to take it, if you want to drink it. Limit your intake to about 400 milligrams a day to avoid side effects. Side effects are just the ones that you'll have would be more like a caffeine related, like if you can't have caffeine because it does negative things to your body, which I don't think it really does, but like it's supposed to make you boom, it's supposed to make you evacuate, it's supposed to make you think clearly, be more energetic and stuff like that. Really, for me, coffee and caffeine is just coffee. It's coffee, not anything else, really. I do like tea. I do like the yerba mate. It's coffee. I love coffee. It really is. All those antioxidants and just, it's a hug and a mug. Okay. People who drink it regularly may be increased risk of developing conditions. I have to tell you this. I don't think it's necessarily true because I think that this is not the yerba mate's fault that these people amassed issues. But drinking it too much for a prolonged period of time may increase your risk of respiratory and digestive tract cancers. Caffeine-related side effects. Yerba mate contains caffeine. Too much caffeine can cause headaches, migraines, and high blood pressure in some individuals. I think it enhances issues that they already had. Medication interactions. It'll interact with muscle relaxants and antidepressants. It'll also will create opportunities for evacuation. Um, I mean, they drink it in South America constantly, so I don't know. Let's see. It's got approximately 80 milligrams of caffeine. So it technically does have less caffeine than a cup of coffee, which is 100 to 200 milligrams. Everything's dependent on how it's brewed. It really just depends on how it's brewed. So I don't know how to measure that. I don't think that there's a caffeine measuring equipment. Whatever. Taking it long term can lead to liver function issues, kind of like anything. So I will post all the links down below where I found all my information. All the links to the studies are within those articles. I like that they do that. And I do provide that for you. It's your responsibility to research. Thank you for learning about yerba mate with me. I had not known that it did all of that. Let me know. I've got, for next week, I've got mugwort, I've got gum tree, rhodiola, eucalyptus, elecampane, aloe. These are all ones that people have asked for. Which one am I doing next? Let me know. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'll be here again next week. We'll decide between now and then which herb that we're going to learn about. I am up for constructive criticism. Constructive. Excuse me. I am up for suggestions. I am up for discussions about other things. If you want to go visit the Facebook page, the Herbalist Garden. I'm sorry, it's group. I don't know. Anyway, Facebook group, the Herbalist Garden, and we can discuss it over there. Say, hey, Rachel, I saw that you had on your podcast, you talked about this. Can we talk about that? Talk about this even more? Or you can message me personally. And yeah, I like discussing these things. It's a lot of fun. And some things we'll learn together. Some things I know. Some things you know. We can disagree without arguing. I appreciate you being here. I will see you next week. If you want to know anything else, let me know.